That was so good. I'm going to do that again. Hello.
What a ham you are.
Oh, why would you pass that up if you could have it twice?
Absolutely. Darling, remember the last time you were here? We were dancing to Tony Bennett.
I know, and you were very hard to dance with. You kept leading. But I got used to that. That was okay.
No,
I know it. You went away and you came back.
I came back, yeah.
I'm so glad you're back. Aren't you glad she's back?
Yeah. You know, when we met, Alan and I have been friends for, 30-some-odd years now.
Is it really?
I think it was 1991 or 2 when we did Manhattan Murder Mystery, the Woody Allen film, where basically all you saw was the back of my head in that film. They might even show some B-roll. There it is. See the back of my head? That was me. That's the big part I had.
Well, you were on the radio show at the time, so they didn't know you had a face.
It's true. It's true. But, Woody, at one point, all I did was stare at Angelica Houston. That was my job. And Woody Allen said to me, I like what you're doing. We've been fast friends ever since. Yeah. And your wife, Arlene, who I love.
Me too.
I know you do.
What a coincidence.
Well, you often tell the story of how you met her and how you knew she was the one. Tell me quickly what that was again.
Well, we were at dinner at somebody's house, and we didn't know each other, really. And the lady who had invited us had made a rum cake, and she put it up on top of the refrigerator to cool. And it was an old refrigerator, and it shook while it worked. And little by little during dinner, the cake made it to the edge of the top of the refrigerator and fell on the floor. And we all heard a splat in the kitchen. And Arlene and I were the only two people who got up with spoons and ate it off the floor.
So you knew that was it.
That's it. Yeah.
57 years later, these two are still in love. It's great.
And still eating off the floor.
Still eating it. Well, she can't decide on a dining room table, the woman. All right, so now let's talk about this movie, which, by the way, Bridget, Spies, Spielberg, Hanks, Alda, was a no-brainer.
I just have a little bit to do in it, but I'm so proud to be in this movie because it's a really exciting movie. It's a really involving drama, and it's one of those few thrillers that you actually feel a thrill because it's believable.
Yeah.
It really happened to these real people.
Well, tell everybody what it's about.
Well, Tom Hanks is, oddly enough, an insurance lawyer. And I'm his boss, and I make him take on a case to defend a Russian spy because it's America and the spy needs a good defense, an actual defense. But nobody wants Tom Hanks to give him a really good defense because everybody's convinced he's a spy and he ought to die.
Yeah.
And Hanks says, hey, wait a second, we got a constitution. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
If I'm going to give him a defense, I got to give him the best defense I can.
And he does.
And then the thing gets complicated because Gary Powers, the U-2 pilot, got downed in Russia and made a prisoner, and they have to swap spies, and Tom Hanks has to go. Now, this insurance lawyer has to go on this diplomatic international secret mission to make the swap. And he gets into all kinds of mortal danger.
And it really happens.
It happened.
It happened during the Eisenhower administration, correct? Or was it later? I think it was Eisenhower.
I can't remember breakfast.
But, all right, so go see the movie. It's brilliant. It's just a wonderful film. And look it up when it happened. I believe it was during Eisenhower.
How much time do we have?
No, don't do this now. No. But, first of all, today is what they call Flashback Friday.
Yes.
Thursday is Throwback Thursday.
I'm having one now.
I think you are. And, we all loved you in the, the iconic TV show MASH, which, by the way, was the final episode was the most watched show ever in the history of television, except for the Super Bowl. The final episode of MASH, and you actually wrote and directed that episode, am I correct?
Well, I wrote it with other people, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, what happened that day? How did you feel about that?
Well, we didn't really know how popular it was until that night when it was aired. We watched it on a big screen at the studio, and then we drove to a restaurant to all have dinner.
Yeah.
The streets were deserted, and we thought, they're home watching the show.
Yeah.
Half the country watched it. So many people were watching it that during the commercials in New York City, they almost lost control of the waterworks because everybody went to the bathroom at the same time. I never got a salute like that in my whole
Thanks, Alan, so much. Thanks to Alan Alda. Bridge of Spies is in theaters today, and we'll be right back.